Welcome to the No Timers podcast. Everything Ottawa Senators and beyond is here. Here are your hosts, Raph and Peter.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the No Timers podcast. The audio was a little bit delayed, but my name is Raph. That is Peter.
Hello.
And we're back for season 2, hosted by THPN, DraftKings, and Gametime. If you download the DraftKings and the Gametime app, you get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. And welcome back, Peter, to season number 2 of this amazing podcast. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
All right. So we are fresh off pretty decent off season, I would say.
Yep.
We are 3 games into the season now.
Yes.
Lots of emotions already.
Yep.
And just some thoughts from, start of the summer till now, and then let's talk about that.
Yeah. Well, for me, start of the summer, obviously you're just sitting there watching the playoffs without the Sens. But then the big news, it like right before Game 7 of the Cup Finals? Stale somehow
20 minutes or so before, yeah.
Stale somehow makes the impossible possible by trading Korpisalo and
Kaslik and Boston's own pick.
Yep, Boston's own first round pick for 2024, I think it was.
Yes.
For Linus Ullmark. This guy right there, number 35.
Yeah.
I was honestly I was just ready to be like, all right, we're stuck with Korpisalo. We might have to try to pick someone up through free agent once the cap goes up. That's kind of where I was sitting. So I was like, all right, it's another year. Maybe you can have a bounce back season or at least be just average.
Yeah.
Maybe the team would have a chance. But yeah, they pulls that off. I mean, yeah, and even only retained 25%. I think when we had some talks last season, if we're gonna trade him, we'd have to retain him. I was like, it's got to be at least 50.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that kicked it off well. I think some solid smaller acquisitions with Jensen, Namadio, Perron. Probably missing some more.
Cousins and Gregor.
Yeah.
We did get some good, veteran help there with Perron. We got some more grit with Cousins. Perron is also a gritty guy.
Yeah, just I think solid depth because we might talk about it a bit later when we talk about the first couple of games here, but their bottom 6 or even just their fourth line pairing, like someone gets injured or they feel one guy's not stepping up, I think now we're comfortable with we can move guys out in and out, being like, hey, if you're not ready, we've got other guys who are ready.
Yeah, exactly. True. And then let's talk about the draft, because we did draft a good guy.
Yeah.
People were saying he was overrated. You should have been drafted lower. But we took, I think, what was it, 7th overall? Or 9th overall?
I think it was 9th.
9th overall, we got Carter Yakimchuk.
Third Chucky.
With another Chucky for the team. We're collecting them now as like Pokemon cards. And what we saw of him in the preseason, I was very, very impressed.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a little upset that he didn't make the team right off the bat. He was there till literally the last day.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think for his development, it is better that he does go back to Calgary. But I see him as a full-time NHLer as soon as next year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
By the way, he's already got a goal.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, I definitely, after seeing him in the preseason, after they drafted him, I watched some highlights, read up on him like I usually do whenever Auto selects their first rounder. Just trying to, because honestly, I don't really follow juniors, so I don't really know where everyone's at except for like all those big name guys like Rini and
Yeah.
But yeah, watching some of his highlights, what people were saying, he's a big guy, but he can still skate very well.
He can move, yeah.
And saw that firsthand in the preseason. Went to a couple of went to FanFest, went to the can't remember if they had a title, but the one in Gatineau where they had the open practice.
Oh, right.
watching him
Team Black versus White.
yeah, watching him during the scrimmages.
Yeah.
Yeah, just very impressed. A handful of goals in the preseason.
He got I
one.
think he got two or three goals in preseason and another 3 or 4 points, like assists. I think he was either our second or third most point getter in the preseason.
Yeah.
He was there till the very last day, till the Tuesday that we had to send people down.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm more of like the kind of guy who would rather see most young guys take that extra year in the juniors.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'm always the kind of person who is afraid to rush guys unless like you've got like an absolute stud, like a guy like Celebrini, Bedard, like those guys. You feel confident they'll jump in.
Oh yeah.
But they're also forwards. Like I think with a D man, I think it's a little tougher.
It takes a little longer for them to come into the game. Yeah.
I can't remember if I heard it or read it. Someone mentioned, it's probably, like I said, it's the smart thing to do because he's a guy where his trajectory is he's a top 4 D-man, and you don't want him to be on the third pairing.
No.
Playing against guys who are like, third, fourth liners, like I said, it might stunt his development, his growth.
It might, yeah. And honestly, like if he goes back, well, he did go back to Calgary, but if he has a huge monster year, that'll just boost his confidence even more.
Yep.
And he already basically knows that he's making the team anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So if he gets another, because he's a defenseman.
Oh yeah.
He got 30 goals last year as a defenseman in the WHL.
Oh yeah.
Like the dude's just gonna light it up this year. And like I said, it most likely has a spot guaranteed next year already, especially when Hamonic has done his contract finally.
Yep.
It's about time, but yeah, Hamonic will drop. I don't know about Jensen. I think he's here for 2 years maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can definitely play Yakimchuk top 2 pairings easy. Put him up with Sandy or Shabbat because he's a right D.
Yeah, like
which is excellent.
I think in the preseason they paired him with Shabbat.
Yeah, he was with Shabbat.
They look pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Shabbat needs a good right D to help him out. So yeah, Yakimchuk's going to be a stud in the NHL for the next few years. Next year when he comes up here, he's going to win the Calder. Calling it right now.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here first. Yakimchuk, Rookie of the Year next year. All right. We talked a little bit about Linus Ullmark. We did see him live, I think, a few times now.
Yep.
I've liked what I've seen so far.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely the guy that we needed. I think he's the best goalie the Sens have had since Anderson.
Yep. I think that's a common opinion
yeah.
of amongst the fans.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
He's good. He's very calm. You'll see him make saves. He's calm. He's not, I don't know. He's just got a calm demeanor about the way he makes saves.
He's not fighting the puck. Like he always seems to be in control of his rebounds.
No desperation saves.
Yeah,
at least from what I've seen, he's not going,
Yeah, he's not out of position very
exactly, well. Yeah. And if he does get out of position, he comes back very quickly and, just makes that save look effortlessly. So, unfortunately, he is a little bit injured right now, but today is Tuesday, whatever the date is on October. The 15th. Oh, we got to scan that, by the way. Win a prize. 10's calendar up there. You guys can't see it, but anyway. But last night's game, we had Sogard called up because of the injury, but now Sogard has been sent back down.
Yep.
So hopefully for Thursday, Linus will be okay to go against New Jersey, and we'll get to see him again.
Mm-hmm.
But we won't talk about last night's game right now. We'll leave that for a little bit later.
Yep.
But yeah, Linus has a great preseason. Made some big saves already in the preseason, like a couple of huge saves against Montreal, which is actually in our intro video. And yeah, solid guy. Let's talk, since we're talking goalies, let's just kind of stay on that topic a little bit. Do you think Forsberg is the guy to be his backup right now? Pretend yesterday didn't happen.
Well, even yesterday it happened. I won't pretend, but it is just one game for him, and apparently he injured something as well.
Yeah.
During that game. It's not a great start. Not a lot of confidence in at this time, but we got it. He's always been very inconsistent. So I don't want to say no just yet.
Okay.
Like, we got to give him, just for like statistical.
Sorry, guys. That noise you're hearing is my cat playing in the background.
All good. Just for like statistical purposes, I would say give him like after 5 starts, let's say.
Yeah.
We'll get an idea whether he's the guy we're wanting to keep as Ullmark's backup, or we got to find someone else in free agency, or we give. Well, Slover didn't have a great game either.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a bit.
LA.
Maybe Maryland will give him a shot. If not, then I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I would say ask me again after he started 5 games, which could be a while.
Could be. Yeah.
If Ullmark's back and ready, the plan is he's the starter, so he's going to get the majority of the starts.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So we talked preseason. We talked Jack and Chuck. We don't need to go into detail about preseason. It was what it was. It doesn't even matter. Really, it's like Mark said in his interview, we haven't accomplished anything yet because it's preseason. Yeah. Take that, Bruce Garriock. And let's jump right into season 1 here. Game 1 of the season against Florida. No other than the Stanley Cup champs that had just come off, obviously winning the cup, but then beating Boston to a solid, I think it was like 6-3 game or 6-4.
Yeah.
Although, Boston did have our buddy Corpusalo in it, though we don't really know, but they did look good, Florida. They looked like they were, everything was going well for them. They were out shooting their opponents, and so Florida was hot coming in to that game. We managed to win it, but it was not easy, right?
Yeah, it's just Sens came out with a great start.
Yeah.
2-0 lead going in the first intermission. But then Florida just seemed to finally either wake up again, or I would say Florida, they woke up for the second and third, and they took control for the rest of that game.
They did.
That was kind of what I hate to say would have expected from the start, but Ottawa, home opener, they probably had all the energy. Florida had just traveled.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe they had other things on their mind with the hurricane going on there.
Yeah, exactly. Families and stuff. Yeah.
But then they showed like why they're defending champs. I mean, they just took over, but the team stuck with it. I thought, even though they didn't have a lot of puck control, I think they did a good job defensively, making sure Florida didn't really have like a lot of dangerous chances.
No.
It felt like. And then because Ullmark was in net, he made the stops that he needed to make, where like in the past, it might have gone in, and then we're like, oh crap, there goes our lead.
Yeah.
But he made the saves he needed to make. And they were able to hold on. And also pretty good game from Tim Slitza. Like, he's got a great start so far, especially after what some would call a disappointment from last season, especially because 18 goals.
He got 18 goals. Yeah.
I mean, he set a season career high for assists, which that's good. But from the goal standpoint, he's on a good start here.
Yeah. Timmy was as of right now, he's got 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists. He's top 4 in the league in scoring. But back to the Florida game there. Like you mentioned, hot start. Sens, we were 2-0 up. We were out shooting them pretty well. And then, Florida just seemed like they woke up and then peppered us with shots. And we only didn't lose that game because of our goalie, which was, Mr. Ullmark.
Mm-hmm.
He made 30
saves
of 31 shots. Giving him a 968 save percentage. He was the first star that night. But he was peppered, but he, like we said, calm, cool, and collected, making all those saves. Didn't look out of place. He wasn't, scrambling, doing anything. So, which is really nice to see in a goalie finally. So that was game one. So since win that one 3-1 with Timmy's actually empty netter, which unfortunately did injure Barkov. Hopefully he's okay and comes back soon enough.
Yeah, so like was nothing too serious.
Yeah, apparently he's out for a couple weeks or so, but he should be back soon.
Yep.
But yeah, great effort on that empty net goal by Timmy though.
Mm-hmm.
He noticed that Barkov no stick, so he just outskated him and put it in the net. And unfortunately, they both ended up going on the boards, but Barkov did not get up right away. He hit his leg against the boards and maybe tweaked something in the knee leg area. So hopefully he's okay.
The quest for the Stanley Cup starts now. The puck's dropping on the 24-25 season. Get in on all the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. And if you are new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 8887897777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino, Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after dot issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice. Copyright NHL 2024. All rights reserved. Hockey is more than just a game. It's the thrill of the ice, the roar of the crowd, and the heart-pounding speed that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. Every slap shot, breakaway, and bone-rattling hit brings an electric energy that can only be found in the rink. It's a sport where passion meets power, where every play can change the game in an instant. Be a part of the action and feel the adrenaline that only hockey can deliver. Gametime has a new feature called Gametime Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Gametime Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I recently used Gametime to grab some last-minute concert tickets, and it couldn't have been easier. Their Gametime Picks feature made it simple to find the best deals, saving me time and money on tickets to concerts, sports, and more. Plus, their all-in pricing showed me the total cost up front, no surprise fees at checkout. I especially loved the panoramic seat views, so I knew exactly what my view would be before buying. And with their lowest price guarantee, I knew I was getting the best deal, or they'd credit me 110% of the difference. Their ticket coverage also gave me peace of mind with top-notch customer service. If you want a hassle-free experience, Gametime is definitely the way to go. The feature that surprised me the most was definitely the panoramic seat views. Being able to see exactly what my view would look like before buying the tickets made a huge difference. It's a game changer. It gave me confidence in my purchase, knowing I wouldn't be disappointed when I got to my seat. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime Picks. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code THPN for $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it? Gametime.
Game 2, Saturday night against Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
We looked like we had the momentum going into it with the win over Florida. But then we get to Montreal and then we're.
Yeah, they a little bit of that momentum carried over, like for maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah,
like they came out pretty strong. They had a couple of good offensive zone time, if I'm not mistaken, from what I remember. But Montreal just seemed to want it more.
Yeah.
They just seemed to have way more energy that day. To me, Ottawa just, I don't know if they just weren't in it, or
So
I kind of feel like, yeah, it's almost one of those, like, they play down to their competition, maybe, or just took them too lightly. I maybe don't want to say play down, because I think Montreal looked really good.
they played well. They played a solid game.
Like, Montembeault was solid for them.
Oh yeah.
And
he just come off a shutout from the Leafs, right? So his confidence is sky high, and he played. Yeah, he was solid. Like, you can't say any bad things about Montembeault because he was great.
Yeah, like I thought their defense, Montreal's, was very good that game. Kind of like when Ottawa played Florida. Like, they, not so much as they weren't always in their own zone, but they were able to just limit quality chances.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ottawa just, they couldn't get out of their zone. They couldn't get into Montreal's end. Like, their passes weren't great.
Yeah,
it was a bit of a mess.
Yeah, one thing I saw commented about that game was that Ottawa went into that game thinking it was a war because of all the preseason nonsense, but Montreal went into it thinking it was a hockey game.
Yeah.
So they just went into play, and I think Ottawa still had that mentality of, we got to fight, you got to beat these guys up, and that was probably in their heads. And Montreal's like, you know what, let's just play a hockey game. If anything happens, it happens. There was one fight, and that was it, right? Montreal was back to playing. The Sens had their emotions, I think, take over them that game. And
ideally, that should be every game for any hockey team. Like, it's the cliche. It's like you take it one game at a time.
Yeah.
And you just focus on that one. Forget what happened in the past. Forget what might be coming up in the future. It's like you focus on this game and you get that win.
Yeah.
It's a hockey game. That's it.
Exactly.
I know it's not always possible. Humans are emotional.
We have
creatures.
we have emotions, right? But
yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely. I feel like that's what happened. We were going in there with our emotions high, just wanting to run everybody, and Montreal went into it just let the hockey game. Let's play this game and move on. Which is what they did. They beat us 4-1, and that was that for Saturday night. And then we get to last night against the Kings.
Yes.
The Kings didn't look very good their first two games. They were 1-0-1 by by the time they came in last night. So we're like, okay, shouldn't be too bad of a game. Should beat them easily, 3, maybe 3-2, 4-2, something like that.
So, yeah.
But then, hours before the game, we get the news that Ullmark is injured.
Yep.
And they have to call Solgaard up. So I'm like, uh-oh. So Forsberg naturally would get the start. And why don't you take us to what happened after that?
Oh, it was as some would call it, like a throwback 80s hockey game. For me, it was my blood pressure was up.
Mm-hmm.
Felt I was just couldn't handle all that stress. I'm not that old, but I felt like I aged that during that 3 hours right there. I aged like 30 years, right?
I could see some gray hairs there. I went there yesterday. Yeah.
But entertaining game, but very stressful. It's just a game where the goalies, both sides, just didn't have a good game.
No.
But the positive out of that for the Sens is they just kept fighting back. Like, they went down early. I think LA always had like at least the 2-goal lead.
Yeah.
I mean, Ottawa didn't have a lead until like late in the third.
Very late, yeah.
But Ottawa kept like, all right, you score one, I score one, I score two, and then LA scores another one.
Yeah.
It just kept going back and forth there for a while. Like, yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah, LA had a 3-1 lead at one point. Forsberg was letting everything in. He let in 3 goals in 9 shots. He got pulled, but I don't know if he got pulled because of the 3 goals and 9 shots or because he got injured on that goal that they smoked him into the net. And it took the refs 5 hours to be like, you know what, this is actually goalie interference. So, yeah. Forsberg gets run into. They call a goal on the ice. weirdly. And then it takes them literally like 10 minutes to figure out if it's a goal or not.
Yep.
And in the end, we had to challenge the, and thank God we won the challenge for goaltending interference.
On the flip side, since we're talking about that, I mean, I think it was either a tying goal or the one where the Sens finally got the lead again. Or I should say again, they finally just got the lead. And then for the longest time, LA decided to challenge that for goaltender interference.
Yes.
And like, I can't remember who it was.
Perron touched his glove on the other side.
Yeah, and it's like it was shot on stick side. You could see Kemper was still able to move.
Yeah, he moved and
make
yeah.
an attempt at a save. But I just love that after a while, because they were taking so, I don't know. I guess these reviews take long. But everyone in the CTC was just, they're doing the, they were calling it. It's like, come on, guys, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That, honestly, I felt like that was, aside from the eventual winner, that was one of the highlights for me that day.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the Giroux goal. Beauty goal. On the great work by Perron in the zone too. Mm-hmm. And them challenge for goal interference was stupid because we were already on a power play at that time.
Yeah, that was a power play goal.
That was a power play goal, and then they challenged, and then we won the power play again. So whatever, good, better for us. If you don't know by now, the score ended up being 8-7 for the Senators. At the end of the day, there, Sens somehow managed to get eight goals. Both goalies, all three goalies in the games were garbage. Kemper let in 8 goals on 41 shots. Forsberg let in 3 in 9 shots. And then Sogard let in 4. Yeah, 4
on like 15
or 13 shots. So not a good night for the goalies. We won, but brush that off if you're a goalie and you move on.
Yep.
And like we mentioned this morning, Sogard and Caldet got sent down to Belleville, which looks like Linus is coming back
hopefully
for Thursday, and Ridley Gregg, he was out of that game as well. He should be back for Thursday as well.
Actually, I haven't looked at it, and I don't know if you have. Any news on Zub?
Oh, Zuby. Yeah. Nothing yet, actually.
He got ran over.
Yeah, he got smoked by Jeannot.
Game.
Yeah.
No call on the ice. I remember that. But,
it was a clean hit, though. That's the thing.
It was.
But it was just a very hard hit.
Yeah, I know people were calling for it. It was just. I know. I remember watching the replay. He looks like he got hit in the head, but it was just a matter because how his posture is just one of those unfortunate. You're in a weird position.
Yeah.
But then Zach McEwen stands up for him. You love to see it. He had a big night.
He won a fight for once.
He gets a fight. He wins it. Unfortunately, he gets the instigator, which leads to LA's first goal. But
yes,
I think most fans will take that just because you got to stand up for your teammate. And I mean, honestly, he made up for it twice over because he got 2 goals.
Yeah, he was he was definitely one of the stars of the game.
Number 2, if I remember correctly.
Number 2, yeah. He was also the hardest working guy in the team last night. Mm-hmm. Definitely a solid game from McEwen. That laser of a shot for his first goal.
Yep.
And then beauty snipe on from Gaudette, actually, right down the middle and just sniped it home.
Yep.
I bought a new hat yesterday, and I was willing to throw it on the ice if he got a hat trick. But
you were ready, yeah.
Yeah, but he did not get a hat trick, unfortunately. So my hat is still here. Okay, so that's last week's games. Looking forward to the next couple of games here. We got Devils on Thursday, and then we're away on Saturday.
That's a home game.
That's a home game. Sorry.
Against Lightning,
and then we're away at Utah next Tuesday, actually, so a week from today. What are we thinking for those? Keep in mind that the Devils, they're 4-1 right now, so they won 4 games.
Yeah, it really
they're hot.
I mean, from the game against LA shows it really depends on if Ullmark's back.
Yeah.
because that changes everything. If Ullmark's back,
Should be okay.
Devils are a tough one still. Even I mean, both Devils and Lightning are tough, but
Yeah, Lightning is kind of shit right now. They lost Stamkos. They're not doing so well. Like they've only played one game.
Yeah.
They're 1-0, but
good.
I feel like they're not as good as they've been.
I don't know, man. Kucherov is still deadly. They still got Vasilevsky.
True.
So yeah, they're. You could argue
They got a little worse, but
wait, no, they picked up the one guy. He's younger than Stamkos. That's how they're like. Trying to blank on his name, but he's a good player.
Okay.
So I think Tampa's still a very good team. I know it seems like every year they've been slowly going down, but
Yeah.
I mean they still make the playoffs. So
and then Utah next Tuesday.
Utah,
They're hot right now. They're also 3-1. They won their first 3 games in a row.
Yeah. I'll say
They have some good young talent there.
If Ullmark is back to start the game against New Jersey,
talk about that later.
You know what? Screw it. I'll say Ottawa wins all 3.
Okay.
But
hopefully,
if he's not, I could maybe see, just because, like you mentioned, I'm sure Tampa's going to play at least in one more game before.
Yeah, I think they play today or tomorrow or something like
But
that.
because they haven't really played too many games, I'll say whether or not, regardless whether Ullmark is ready, maybe win that one.
Yeah,
because they haven't really like gotten themselves going.
Tampa, I think so. Yeah,
because that was another thing I felt like versus the game against Montreal. Montreal, I think that was their 3rd game. Like,
yeah, Montreal had
it's like
their
their 3rd
2
game
before.
in 4 nights. Like, yeah, you could always say, oh, they're probably tired, but they're also like they're in it now. Like they're in a groove.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'll play that BS card saying Tampa's in a groove yet, but Ottawa is. Utah. Oh yeah. So Devils. If Ullmark's not back, unfortunately, they probably lose that one. Utah though, I'll say we still win.
The old Arizona, eh?
Yeah.
It's not Coyotes. They're looking good though.
It's not a damn expansion team. It's the Arizona Coyotes and the Winnipeg Jets, the OG Winnipeg Jets. Like, I'm sorry, NHL. Like, I don't care about your new made up rules for these Southern U.S. teams.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're not going to talk about them now. We're just mention them. So after Utah, we have Vegas at Vegas.
Yep.
Colorado at Colorado, and then we're home for St. Louis Blues.
Finish off the month.
Vegas, Colorado, and St. Louis Blues are recent Cup winners. We've played with Tampa there. That's 4 recent Cup winners in 5 games. And then obviously if you count Florida, that's 5.
Yeah.
And 5 Cup winners recently that we're playing this month. So it's a hard month for the Sens. Realistic goal at the end of the month, you think? So we're 2-1 now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 games left. What are you thinking we can do it by the end of the month here?
I won't even say realistic goal. It's my expectation.
Okay.
You got to be over 500.
Yep.
That's it. Just plain and simple. Be over 500 by the end of the month and every month, and you'll make the playoffs.
There you go.
That's what we all want.
Yeah. Right now we're 2-1. We have 6 more games. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 more games for the end of the month. I think we win 4 of them. So we will be 6-2 by the end of the month, I think.
There you
go. Okay. Yesterday was Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We did record, but we had some audio issues, so we're re-recording today. And it's actually better because we recorded right after the game and our emotions were high and we were buzzed.
Yeah.
But we in spirit of Thanksgiving still, we like to thank everybody who watches, everybody who listens. Thank our sponsors, of course, for helping us out. And thank you guys for making this possible. We're nothing without the fans.
Yeah. Also, because I had mentioned this in our previous attempt at recording, but also thank you to the folks we had met on the red carpet on opening night.
Yes.
Thank you for chatting with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Interview you. It was a lot of fun, a lot of great energy. And yeah. Thanks again.
Thanks to those folks that were there at home opener. We will look to be doing that again, and that was pretty fun. But yeah, we are thankful for everything. I'm thankful for you, Peter, for being my co-host.
Yep.
Thanks for being here with us, and thankful, for the Ottawa Senators and that we have a hockey team again in this town.
Yeah.
And I'm going to segue into this next part because we only have a hockey team because a certain group of people brought it back, and back in the 90s, and one of those guys, hopefully, Bruce Firestone, he will be joining us in the future episode, hopefully not too future. And we will also be having some bigger guests, like I mentioned in the intro for season 2, bigger games too, hopefully, but bigger games, bigger guests, bigger announcements, and bigger balls. Question mark. But yeah, so part of those bigger guests is obviously Bruce Firestone. We're gonna get Ian Mendez to come talk to us too. We got Patricia Bowl lined up. So she's the CTV news anchor lady. She's very good and very, very nice person as well. And then from then on, we're gonna try to get some Sens management people. So Steos, Pooley, those guys, and try to work their way up to Andlauer, and hopefully some players as well.
Yeah. Also some other sports media folks, Gordon Dean from TSN.
You got Gordon Dean to come as well. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a good season for us, and hopefully, it's also a good season for the Sens. So we're always happy when we're talking about them. And yeah, big guests. We're going to have some more big announcements coming your way this season as well. We're going to be here all season. This year we're starting right from the start. We're not hopping in like last year in the middle of it. So you will have to bear with us for 82 games here, and hopefully 16 wins in the playoffs.
Yep.
Okay. Before we close out here, once again, thank you to everybody. Thanks to our sponsors, the DraftKings, Gametime, and of course our facilitator of this, the THPN. They're great. Closing thoughts on what we've seen so far from start of the offseason till yesterday.
Optimism is still high for me.
Yep.
Liking it. I'll be cheesy and I'll quote the Sens' new promotional message: "Heart over hype." I think we're kind of seeing it. Yeah, a lot of heart from the team. Like after that big comeback. I mean, yeah, we've been humbled by hype in the past, so
that's true.
I'm a loss for words because it's just it's exciting. It's exciting start so far. I'm very happy. Yeah, it's
definitely a year to get excited about with the new signings, the new goalie. But yeah, one game at a time. That old cliche. And I guess my closing thoughts for this episode is we're so back, baby. Let's go. We got Linus Ullmark, we got Perron, we got Cousins, we got a bunch of new guys to help us take us there to the promised land. We have some guys who have recently won Stanley Cups in Perron and Cousins, so they know what they're talking about. And of course, we have our Vezina winning goalie 2 years ago. So yeah, let's go, baby. And
maybe another one this year.
He's going to win the Vezina with the Senators. Mark my words. Mm-hmm. He will. All right. Well, with that, I think that is all for today. We will see you guys next week. If you're at the game on Thursday, remember it is a throwback game. So wear your classic Sens stuff. Be there, be loud, be proud. And as always, go Sens, go. Let's go Sens.
That was the No Timers podcast. Make sure to stay tuned every week for a new episode. Thanks for listening.